Triggered pull-based deliverable-oriented processing. So what is that? So basically, it's just a way of thinking about thinking. Thinking takes a lot of time and energy, just like running a physical marathon. Thinking requires a lot of effort. We only have so much energy and mental energy. We need to focus it in the best and most powerful way. So what what does that mean? So this is so there's push and pull based event processing. So there's some event happens in the world, like somebody clicks on something, or a temperature falls within a certain range, or whatever. Some event happens, and then it triggers some code somewhere to do something, which then processes the input that it was just fed in, and then processes the result, and then delivers that result on to something else. So that's push-based, push-oriented, or event-based processing. But there's another kind of processing where it is pull-based, or triggered pull-based. So you have a clock that ticks. So for every tick of the clock, it tells, okay, all of these processing units, okay, you deliver your results, now you deliver your results, you deliver your results, and whatever that means for each unit. So this is something that's used in Quartz Composer by Apple. It's not really used much anymore, but the concept is very useful. So what's interesting there is that instead of just reacting in the moment to whatever new data comes up, you have a very orderly clock that everything runs on. So you have, let's see, for Quartz Composer, it's things like, draw this thing, this layer. Draw this layer at this time. Okay, it's, this is layer 1 in the hierarchy. The clock has ticked. It's time to render everything for this frame. So you, blue patch, you draw your results, which then, in order for it to draw its results, if it needs any additional data in order to compute its results, then, and only then, it asks upstream, okay, what is it? What data do I need? Run this math calculation, go check the current weather or whatever. And then you're not wasting time dealing with events that just don't matter. You're kind of doing everything on a set clock and only doing things when you actually need them to be done. But then, of course, there's the hybrid approach where you have push and pull combined, where some event triggers, it triggers some processing, it computes a result, and then it just hangs on to that result, waiting for somebody to ask for it. And then the blue patch, for every clock tick, it pulls in that data. So then you're not left waiting at any point. So how is this applicable to real life? How can we use this known concept and apply it to different sensory data? Basically, you can think of it like a daily process as a person. You get into work, or you sit down to do your journaling. That's the time. The clock has ticked. It now is the time to do that. So then is the time to pull in all the information from your memory to calculate your deliverable. What is your deliverable? Your deliverable is writing out the notes of what you did if you're journaling, or if you're coming up with tasks, or if you're trying to figure out what your vision is for the future for some project or whatever. So that's where the hybrid approach comes in. Sometimes, like, you'll be doing things in life, it's not time to journal, but something has happened that you want to keep track of, but you're just going to try to remember it until it's time to journal again, or you can do your journaling right then. But if you do your journaling right then, and then it doesn't work. because of reasons. Yeah, so how do you do that? So the way that I do that is I carry around a notebook, a physical notebook. This is waterproof. It has a waterproof pen. And anytime I find any data that I want to keep track of, I get it out of my head instantly and get it into a system that I trust. A system, a data warehouse, a database of raw data that I carry with me at all times. I trust it. There's no batteries. There's nothing. You'd have to physically take the object from me in order for me to lose it. And you could steal my phone just as easily. And you're more likely to want to. So, what's the point? So, right, back to the point. So the point is, then this is like an event-based system. Some event happens in the real world, like I come across some fact that I want to remember, or I accomplish some task that I want to remember that I did, and the time that I did it, and my weight or whatever. Then I write it down. It's out of my head. My head can go get on with whatever it is doing in the moment. And then when it is time to journal, when it is time to review my tasks, when it is time to do that, because the clock has ticked, the clock has told me when it is time to do each thing, then I can pull out the data, because I have it, and put it where it needs to go. I can gather the information in one step and then organize the information in a separate step. And there you go. So there are multiple points to this. The push and pull model, the capturing data, or gather and organize, but there's also the deliverable-oriented processing. Deliverable-oriented processing, what does that mean? It means thinking, but focused on actually having some real result from all your time thinking. You can sit there and think and, ponder the infinite or gaze at your navel for, 6 hours and accomplish absolutely nothing. Or you can spend that time and actually come up with a real result of something that you can use in the real world. So there are multiple different kinds of this, like typical deliverables. Like you've got a journal entry. That's a very good deliverable. So the deliverable itself isn't what's important there. The real deliverable is organizing your thoughts. But how do you know whether you've organized your thoughts or not? Well, you have some deliverable. You have some concrete evidence that you have done it. And forcing yourself to do that forces you to stay on task and stay focused on what you need to be doing. And staying focused is really, really hard for lots of people. Maybe not everybody. So, focusing on deliverables. Okay, so you've got a journal entry. You've got tasks that you need to accomplish. So thinking about things that you've done in the past, thinking about things that you need to accomplish in the future, thinking about your vision, your long-term vision of where you want to go in life. You want to plan out what's your North Star of where you want to go, where do you want to be, what do you want to accomplish in life, and then thinking through, okay, you got to plan the work of how do you actually get there. And then you track your progress, you gather in the data of what actually happened, and then you spend time, you invest the time, dedicated time, defended time to think and process and organize the information that the facts and details you've already gathered into some system that you trust, some system that you're building up over time. You're organizing, taking these bricks that you're gathering in and combining them, building some kind of structure that you can build on over time to start to reach that end goal that you're trying to get to. That's ultimately the point of any project, is to get to some end result. Oh, my timer went off. I got a timer. I like it. It times time. And it's telling me that my time is up. So, I'll see you later.